Hey everybody, it's Gomedex, and welcome back to another Premier Draft of Duskmourn House of Horror. Without further ado, let's get into the pack one, pick one. We've got one of the best rares in the format. Zimone All Questioning is insane. So usually you play her on turn 3, you get a 1-1 and a 3-3. That is an excellent deal already. And if your opponent does not have removal in their hand, they are definitely going to lose. Because then once you play your 5th land, you also get a 5-5. And once you play your 7th land, you also get a 7-7. Zimone is super, super good and really flexible, where you can draw her on almost any turn and expect to be spitting out a fractal. So, really powerful card and an excellent way to start the draft. Another really nice thing is that, like most formats, green in this format has plenty of fixing at common that is very playable. So we can even splash her in if blue is not particularly open, but green is. So pick number 2, there's the Coordinated Clobbering, very solid green removal spell, particularly good with creatures with the survival ability that care about being tapped. I think we certainly take this over the Wary Watchdog, sticking green, and honestly, regardless of color, it's probably just the best card in the pack. The main competition's like Final Vengeance, which is particularly good removal for Rakdos, because they have the most stuff to sack to this card, but take the Clobbering here. Alright, pick 3. Flood Pit Drowner. Super, super efficient card and excellent tempo play. Like that enough better than Monstrous Emergence to take that here and stay full Simic instead of just trying to be closer to mono green with Monstrous Emergence. This Funeral Room Awakening Hall, really cool card, but 8 mana is so much that it's not really worth going for it in a competitive draft. Alright, pick 4. We got some real efficient blue removal with Unable to Scream. That seems reasonable. Green-blue is also, in theory, the archetype about manifesting dread the most, playing a bunch of face downs and then maybe flipping them up later, but currently we're on 0 manifest dread cards, and I think I'm cool to just take interaction really highly and grab this Unable to Scream. Meatlocker Drowned Diner is phenomenal in any blue deck that cares about enchantments and runes and stuff. So blue-red and blue-white, I really like this card. Also pretty good in blue-black. Blue-green is kind of the furthest from it, though. I'm just going to grab the Unable to Scream. Alright, pick 5. Wary Watchdog is perfectly reasonable. It's reasonable for basically any green deck, just setting up your draws, but the blue-green-black, pretty much anything but green-white, can also have some graveyard synergies where you're filling that grave with the surveil ability to help with delirium or just graveyard recursion stuff. So I like the Watchdog a lot here. Main stuff it's competing with is kind of just taking a random piece of fixing in case we're playing full Sultai here, green, blue, and black. But obviously no cards towards black yet, so that would just be some speculative fixing, which is still good to take. But I'm not going to do so over a Wary Watchdog. Okay, pick 6. More great cards for filling the graveyard. Here's a Manifest Dread. This one particularly good at finding Delirium because you're putting a sorcery in the grave guaranteed, and probably another card type with whatever you mill. So pretty happy to take Manifest Dread. Decent white and red aggro cards like Unsettling Twins and Painter's Studio. Pick 7, well, nice to see a bunch of decent blue and green commons here. I wouldn't be surprised if we just want the 2-mana 2/2 Death Touch the most, but I'm going to go for the Tunnel Surveyor here. Just another good card at cluttering up the board, getting some blocks in. Meatlocker also really great. So the Meatlocker, the Surveyor, and the Burrower I think are all very, very reasonable options. But I'm going to clutter up the board, make sure I'm getting blocks in the early game. Actually got a really good curve so far. 3 2-drops, 2 3-drops, and 2 removal spells. So we start seeing some good top-end threats. We can absolutely take them. We don't really have to prioritize more early plays yet in the draft, which is nice. Okay, there's nothing I'd even splash here. Let's just take a Bear Trap. Probably won't run it, but if we end up really caring about Delirium, it's a removal spell that can also put an artifact in our grave. So it can have Delirium synergies. It can also have Sacrifice synergies if you're playing Rakdos. there are a couple cards that care about you sacrificing permanents, and it doesn't care what you sacrifice or how you sacrifice it, so sacking a Bear Trap gives you value in that deck. Pick 9. Another Tunnel Surveyor is certainly fine. I kind of think I'm on Branch Snapper, though. Fills up the grave while making sure you hit your land drops, and then it's also just a 6-drop finisher you could cast in the late game or manifest into. I think, like, in a vacuum, Tunnel Surveyor is certainly better than Branch Snapper, but with a look at our mana curve right now, just a big moron at the top of the curve is kind of what I'm looking for. I'm just going to rare draft this Leyline. I'm not playing those other cards. Rare draft the highest rarity card for Vault Progress. Highly doubt I'm playing double Bear Trap, but it is possible, so I'll take it. Alright, well, pretty simple pack 1. Let's see what we get in pack 2. So pack 2, pick 1. I like the Overgrown Zealot a good amount here, but we could alternatively splash in some removal, taking like a Glassworks. I think I'm in a pretty good deck for the Zealot, though. Start taking the Manifest cards a little more highly. This is double mana for that, and this is fixing for anything else we end up playing. Pack 2, pick 2. Beautiful. We just took a good Manifest Dread synergy card, and now here's an excellent Manifest Dread card. Under the Skin is like a 3-mana 2/2 that picks up your best permanent from your graveyard. Really nice thing about this is because of the order in which it's worded, you could even mill a permanent off of the Manifest Dread ability and then just draw that card. So this is a super, super good card. Very big fan of Under the Skin as a nice 2-for-1 play. Pick 3, solid blue rare. Not like a super incredibly unbeatable one or anything, but this is just going to be a decent card for the deck. 2 mana 1/1, poke our opponent, draw a card, poke our opponent, put counters on it, poke our opponent. This becomes a copy of one of our other creatures, except it has some counters on it. So just make sure it's a 2-for-1. I would almost always want to just draw the card immediately, rather than put the counters on it immediately. Just to guarantee that even if my opponent deals with it, we're already up a card. If you're super, super aggressive, you can put the counters on it first, but I think in this deck, I take the card draw. Not a big fan of anything here. Pick 4. We can take a green-blue duel or a 4-mana, 3/3 Manifest Dread. Some of the big signpost uncommons in green-blue get a lot of value off of Manifest Dreading, so I think taking another Manifest Dread card pretty highly here is fine. Panned out real well for us, because there's the Paranormal Analyst, where we're going to want as many Manifest cards here as possible, because this turns all of our Manifest Dread into basically Under the Skin, where we get a 2/2 and draw a card. This only draws whatever we milled right then and there, but it still makes all of our Manifest Dread ridiculously good. So I'm going to take Paranormal Analyst. Pick 6, another Unable to Scream. Beautiful, cheap removal. Pick 7, here's Vanish from Sight for tempo removal. Just kind of breezing through the second half of this pack pretty easily. Now a Flesh Burrower. I've actually got tons of excellent 2-mana creatures. So I'm not really going to have room for another 2-drop. Just a random filler one like Flesh Burrower. I could take an Eerie Apparition, but I'm also just going to end up cutting that. I'm rare drafting a Leyline. Pick 9. And we could play Duskmourn's Domination. We can make it to 6 mana and then use this as just a big late game removal spell mostly. Technically, you get to keep the card you steal with this, but when it has 3 less power and no abilities, you're not really doing much with it. This is basically just an inefficient removal spell for the most part. Okay. Yeah, I got plenty of filler non-creatures. We'll grab a filler creature here. Got a whole deck. We're 3 cards away, but I could run the Anthropede. If I run some filler, we basically already have a full deck right now, so the third pack just gets to be entirely improving this deck. I don't think green is super, super open here. We have not seen a lot of Centipedes or Moldering Gems, so none of the great green fixing and stuff. So it's actually kind of ideal that we have managed to stay just pure 2-color. And we just don't have much access to fixing until we open up the incredible mana fixing of Enduring Vitality. It's perfect fixing. It's a 3/3 Vigilance that's also fixing your mana and making all of your other creatures do so as well. That's probably a tiny bit better than Under the Skin, but a second Under the Skin would also be awesome. It's kind of a hard pick between the two. Green is definitely contested enough. Neither of these cards is going to come back. I think our curve is low enough, and with Paranormal Analyst Manifest Dread value, I'm going to stick to Manifest Dread synergies and grab the Under the Skin. But again, the Vitality is also a very good card. I don't think it would be that wrong to just take that. Pack 3, pick 2. We are not an enchantment heavy enough deck to be excited about Vessel. Could take a Centipede perfectly fine. We're going to be weirdly good at getting Delirium for a deck that has basically no Delirium cards. So this seems like it'll play perfectly fine and help out if we randomly find something to splash in the final pack. I wouldn't mind the Meatlocker Drowned Diner with no card draw really in the deck yet. I guess I have a lot of incidental card draw with like 2 Under the Skin, and the Analyst drawing cards with manifest abilities. Yeah, Meatlocker or Centipede look good here. I'm going to go with the Centipede still. A little more flexible. That could help us randomly splash and drag to the roots, just because I don't have great removal. We have these 3 are pretty good, and then the rest is kind of filler. Alternatively, I'm low on high mana plays, so a Beastie would definitely fit in this deck. I don't know how excited I am to splash in a drag to the roots off of 1 Centipede and 1 Zealot. Yeah, I'll grab the Beastie. Okay, pick 4. Pretty late Fear of Isolation, but I don't know how good this deck is with this card. The card is really good with rooms with good enter effects, but we're not that kind of deck. Yeah, sad. We're not a Fear of Isolation deck. Card is like S+ tier in the right deck, but we are not that. Just take another Manifest Dread over Tunnel Surveyor or Twist Reality, probably. Pick 5. There's another big Branch Snapper to randomly flip over. Whew. Somebody's going to get Fear of Isolation into Gremlin Tamer for their blue-white deck, and they are just going to destroy everybody in this draft pod. Pick 6, Under the Skin. Ooh, we have late game value with this pile. I don't mind running some Bear Traps just because we can pick them up with the Under the Skin at this point. Here's a 4 mana 4/4, I guess, because we're not really in a good spot to splash in Brood Spinner, sadly. Everybody was taking all the green fixing away from us. We can definitely cut Long Neck by now. Probably just cut the Surveyors too, honestly. Pick 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Manifest Dread cards. Spectre's probably decent, but so is Twist Reality. I think I have a small enough amount of higher mana plays that we can easily hold up Twist Reality mana later. Do I have enough Manifest Dread to want the Chandelier and not mill out? I'm going to play a 1-of Chandelier. That way I definitely can't mill out, because we can also pick them up with Under the Skin if they get milled preemptively. Alright, this deck looks fine. Green-blue is just not a super good color pair for removal, so the fact that our best removal is like unable to scream Coordinated Clobbering is kind of to be expected. Like, that's fine. But that is like the biggest flaw of the deck. We have some bomb power. Silent Hall Creeper can just get a lot of value early, and then Zimone is kind of the bomb. And we have a little bit of top end and plenty of early game plays. A little bit of everything you need. Looks like a perfectly fine, perfectly serviceable deck here. I don't know about a 7 winner or anything, but nice little 3/3 green-blue pile. 7 cuts to make here. Maybe we can just weirdly go full aggro with it. Just cut out all the top end and just be green blue. The curve stops at 3. More 3 mana creatures. Here's a 4 mana creature. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 creatures. 15, 16 have a little bit of top end. And some big cards to manifest. 2 land cyclers and a low curve means we cut a land or 2. Drop the domination because it's so expensive. Drop a bear trap. 16 lands, 2 land cyclers, a centipede, and the curve kind of really drops off at 3. I'm gonna go 15 lands here. Go weirdly aggressive green-blue tempo nonsense. 7 2-drops, and just roll out. Autobots roll out. Sure. Funky little deck here, but kind of seems like the best use of the cards that we managed to draft. It's getting real early here, having the bear traps for under the skins. Okay. Fastest green-blue deck I think I'll ever draft in the format, but we'll see how it plays out for us as we head into the gameplay. Well, I think we keep anything with Zimone in it. I was going to say, I'm a little sad we don't have any of our many 2-drops, but there we go. Manifest Dread has arrived, and it milled 2 lands, which is pretty good for us. Excuse me. Scorching Dragon fire that instead of Zimone. You better have 2 removal spells in hand. Alright, they do, but I still got a 3/3. Unless they have 3 removal spells in hand. In which case, this is still a pretty bold move from them, because now I can just counter their removal. Which is sad I'm not playing the Hall Creeper here, but if they play removal, I counter it. If they don't, I can play Hall Creeper and hold up the counterspell again next turn, since I have triple blue. Gross. Yep, that's going to be filthy. Nice try. Another one at 7. So they have to attempt to throw another removal spell at Zimone here. And they're Boros here. They gotta have a lot of random creatures in their hand that don't help kill Zimone. They've already spent 3 removal spells. My god. Okay. I guess it's just the right hand to have in this matchup. 4 removal spells, no creatures. Sure. Okay, at this point, we're doing enough damage, and the odds of them having a fifth removal spell are low enough that I'm just going to slam down the Trampler and get the counters there. I probably should have actually just slammed the Trampler down and then copied the Trampler. Had 2 7/6 tramples down there, but looks like it doesn't matter. Zimone carries us to victory, and we are 1-0 heading into game 2. Here we are on the play for game 2. Oh, it's a gambling hand here, looking for these green sources. We've got 9 in the deck, 7 forests, 2 forest cyclers, 9 out of 33. Probably shouldn't do this, but I'm feeling spicy today. And the worst case scenario is I lose this game real quick. We get to draft again today a little earlier. Do not do this at home. Mulligan this hand. But I don't care enough to be full competitive on this mulligan. I want to gamble on it and hope for the best. Any land is going to make it great, because we can still just twist reality and get analyst value. An analyst. Unless they have the 2 mana removal. There's not a ton in green-black. Have to be some kind of uncommon or something. Yeah. I forgot about Monstrous Emergence. That works. Well, we did hit the green source. Sadly, they did have the instant removal. I can Under the Skin back our card, actually, our Analyst. Might be good. I want to hold up the counterspell turn 5 for sure. Shoots. Okay, I guess I can't Under the Skin back the thing because I really want to play a land each turn. So let's Centipede into a land. Hopefully top deck land 5. So I can play Manifest Dread and still hold up Twist Reality without being suspicious. Or without being as suspicious. Alright. Blow up the Centipede. Say its name. Milling another Say Its Name. So if they hit one more copy, they get to play an Altenac from their deck for free, which is a 9/9 trample and draws them a card. Sadly, we didn't hit the land, so it's going to be sus here, but whatever. Cool. Played it a little slow during combat there, so they know we have something that can target something on board. And that would get them slightly more likely to go for the spell. I've got double vanish from sight if something really bad resolves, so I'm just gonna pick up my analyst and slam it here. Something bad resolves, we'll put it back and then counter it later. I don't know why I can't say analyst right. Rootwise Survivor. God dang it, it would be a survival card, wouldn't it? With haste. I think that's the only card that really, really punishes me for playing like that. Because not only is it a survival card, but it's one with haste. There's only one of those in the format. Yeah, that's disgusting. That's frustrating. We get analyst value for sure. They've only got 1 mana here. Well, unless they have coordinated clobbering exactly. In which case, wow, that's the perfect hand. Jesus. Rootwise Survivor plus coordinated clobbering. Maximum punishment for taking that line. I'm ready to move on to the next game. I don't see things turning around from here. Probably double block Survivor. They throw a combat trick at it, we vanish it. If they don't, we eat it, and it doesn't get any more survival tricks. Vanish from sight not being able to hit their forest is very relevant when their forest is a creature. Can't imagine I counter that, do I? Double Vanish kind of is good enough to do that. They don't have great attacks right now. That's fine. We've got 1 card left. Our life total's bad. But they're running out of stuff. Mhm. Either way we play this out, we're going to 1 on this block. Now they are completely out of cards and shuffling the library, so none of their surveil mattered. Or they wouldn't be choosing to shuffle here. Can attack with both, try to go for lethal, and then I can ruin their day with a bear trap, wipe their whole board. Sick. Now that they have the watchdog, this isn't their whole board, but still. A mana off from being able to attack through removal. Maybe I should have end step vanished here. Do I surveil first or second? I'm gonna surveil second, I think. Take the blind manifest and then set up my draws afterward. Those are good. Flash Burrower, sure. Okay. I only have the mana for 1 removal spell right now. Unless, actually, I'll Hull Creeper draw a card. Because I want to make attacks that survive them top decking removal. And this survives them top decking removal. If they top deck removal, I kill the Watchdog when they kill the Branch Snapper. Get that mana investment out of the way. But I don't think I'm killing anybody. They have instant speed removal and then top deck another removal spell. I die if I beastie. I have to be a really lucky combination of cards for my opponent, though. Double removal from these last 2 draw steps. It might be this. I mean, they're really looking at the board and looking at the bear trap, checking the cost of it here. They might have hit 2 incredibly relevant removal spells. Yep, that's removal. Is it the second removal spell here? Nope. Okay, this is super fine then. I mean, they kill the big creatures, but I still manifest, and I'm not dead. And those are sad mills. I guess the Hull Creeper becomes pretty sad. Doesn't have a great creature to duplicate now. But I now have the 8 mana to hold up double vanish from sight, which is big. Like, that's completely blank. Doesn't even say face down card. Thank goodness that thing's got summoning sickness. So they don't get 6 1/1s here. Cultist to grave. That's huge. Watchdog's fine. One vanish from sight plus a blocker up should be more than enough to make sure that we don't die, and then we can kill them next swing. Sure, they're super dead on board, I think. There's the concession from our opponents. One life and a dream. I didn't think there was any shot that game, but there you are. Super slowly but surely pull that victory out from the jaws of defeat. We are 2-0 heading into game 3. All right, here we are for game 3. Did I get it out of my system? No. I can surveil 2 to get the green source here, so this is obviously a super safe keep, right? I don't have a problem. You should not be going to Vegas in a couple weeks. What is the green source for the centipede? Hello, watchdog. This is also our third card type in grave. I guess sadly the zealot's going to be very redundant by the time we cast it now. It's not really going to help. So I'll have plenty of mana. Even when the centipede is delirious, it's still just a 3/3, which trades into the 3/1, so I'm just going to preserve my life total on that block. Get the trade over with. Grasping Longneck. Trade an aquarium into that. It's fine. And then it's Zimone time. Ooh. Hall Creeper Zimone, and then they have to pick what they kill here. It's pretty good. Both of these kind of need to get killed. And I doubt they can kill both. Maybe they can. Two mana removal spells. Okay, no removal yet. Another black source and a zealot. Let's go. Zimone remains. They've got one turn left to kill her. Stop her from being real bad. Definitely need to draw the card here because I need to find land 7. I'm gonna kill this so the 5/5 can get in and they can't kill it. Cool. Draw the card, land 7. Nope, but we drew a card closer to it. They're over it. They don't like seeing bomb rares, and I don't blame them. We are 3-0 heading into game 4. Right, mono green start here, game 4, but we get some huge under the skin value. The Watchdog even helping mill a permanent for those. Pretty happy with the hand. And the Zealot can help flip the manifested cards for cheap if we hit creatures. Blue, red, and white. Very enchantment heavy color trio. And they do start with the Defaced Gallery room. Watchdog, mill a beastie, pick it up with it under the skin. Gremlin Tamer. Never mind, I need to activate Bear Trap. I cannot let that remain in a Jeskai deck. I'm surprised they played that into the Bear Trap. But I guess it would take a pretty long time to get me to throw Bear Trap at anything else. I'm not going to have double blue up here. Could play Zealot instead of Under the Skin to set that up. Ooh. Glimmerburst is really good against the Watchdog. Draw 2 and kill my 2-drop. Flood Pit's Drowner? No, I need an island. Well, there's the island, but I think I'm just taking the 5/4 to play it next turn on curve. Yeah, next turn I can play a 5/4 or I can play an Under the Skin and the Drowner. Surgical Sweep, pick up the Gremlin Tamer. Alright. Good. Now Erratic Apparition. Pick up the Bear Trap. It's going to be a little too late, because then they just unlock a bunch of rooms next turn and get a bunch of gremlins, but I still do kind of need to kill the Gremlin Tamer before it completely overwhelms me. I think I play the Zealot here and just spend all 4 mana next turn killing the Tamer. Fear of Falling. Get a Gigantic Flyer and a 1/1 Gremlin and buff the other Flyer. Jeskai Enchantments is popping off. Okay. Now I'm just dying to this Flyer. But what am I going to do? I don't got no removal right now. I milled the Vanish. We're looking for our Unable to Screams or our Coordinated Clobbering. Those are our 3 spells that can kill a 4/4. We also have another Vanish from Sight that can bounce it. Oh my god, they have way too many flyers. And Fear of Isolation is just broken in Rooms decks. They get to redo the Surgical Suite. Three and 1 it is. I'm already done on board. They just unlock a room. Actually, even if they don't, because everybody's getting +1/+0 on attacks, I'm already done on board. And I have no card draw here. Yeah, it's literally already over. Alright, Flyers are good. And we're 3 and 1 heading into game 5. Game 5 with another mono green hand. The Zealot gets us to the first blue source. We do really want the island to get to the Twist Reality as well. Green-white survival on the play. Get ready to get steamrolled. Kind of need to play the 2/2 now to stop the cheerleader, ideally. At least force them to use a trick or a removal spell. Sick. We stopped the flying. We saw how bad flying was for us last game. Oh god, I hate survival. I'm so ready for a set where it doesn't exist. Because I can't kill the Defiant Survivor, so I'm going to get steamrolled by a bunch of tutus. If I were on the play, I could deal with it. Got something for 1 white mana. They've got the +2/+2 trick. Let's see if I can get them to cash it in to kill my Zealot. Nope. Alright, fair enough. They have the uncommon that gives hexproof. This game's over. Awesome. Well, they had that up last turn too, so there was literally nothing to do about the Defiant Survivor. Survival cards on the play. 3 and 2 heading into game 6. Alright, here we are for game 5. We're 2 and 2 right now. We are on the draw again. We've got Analyst into Manifest Dread. Plus we can Manifest Dread and Unable to Scream in the same turn. That is super efficient. Marvin Murderous Mimic. 2 mana, 2/2. To start things off. Gains all the other activated abilities. That's not usually that relevant. And there's a Cult Healer. Alright, awesome. So we get to definitely get at least 1 piece of Manifest Dread value. Four mana next turn, 2 to flip up the Hall Creeper, 2 to play the other one. Guess it doesn't matter too much, since I can just do both next turn. I'm going to shut off this Cold Healer, though. So I've also got the stun removal. Stun something for a little bit, and I can also just shuffle it away if it's a problem. I'll just take 2 damage so Analyst isn't at any threat of dying to a combat trick. Or isn't that any risk? There's the Terramorphic Expanse, so they can finally find their second color. Let's hope they don't have instant speed removal for our creeper. I probably should have just flipped it up pre-combat so that they couldn't like block and use the +2/+2 trick. Alright, sick. Definitely draw the card first. So if they do kill it, we've already gotten its value back. If I play Zealot, I get to play Branch Snapper next turn. Guess that is better than dropping a 3/1 right now. Because then I could just play Branch Snapper and make Hall Creeper copy that. Ooh. Not bad. Their removal leaves me with a 2/2 on board. They are black-white. So they can have a lot of big creatures to shove and grave and then reanimate later. Nowhere to run, goodbye Hall Creeper, and this is why you draw the card first. We are really far ahead in card advantage here. So while they are stable on board, we've managed multiple 2-for-1s against them. Here's Branch Snapper. Very important to keep in mind for the one hexproof trick in the entire format. This shuts off your hexproof. So the hexproof trick is really bad against this card. Had that happen to me once and I had no idea what happened. Like, why on earth did my hexproof trick work? Well, that's the only reason that this sits on the board instead of just being an instant for -3/-3. It shuts off hexproof for the rest of the game. All right. Still looking real far ahead right now. Let's start using that board advantage to get damage in and close out this game. Well, this is pretty good for me. Kill their 2 creatures that matter and manifest here. Cool. They're down to a single 0/2 on board, and we have 12 power out. If they don't play anything here, it might be worth stunning the Cult Healer just trying to hit for 12 to end the game. They did play a Prowler and a Nowhere to Run. Alright, well, stun the Prowler and still have 2-turn lethal really easily. They need to immediately top deck something relevant, or they are super dead. It has to be something really, really good as well. Like a removal spell doesn't even do it. I don't even think Kaito does it.
Bet you didn't expect to see me here.
He's kind of just a 3/4. Doesn't even block.
I've got you beat 6 different ways.
Yep. Kaito super doesn't do it, and we are 4-2? 3-2? Not sure. The games are starting to blend together. It's been a long recording session. See in just a moment. Four and two it is. Positive record out of the deck no matter what. And we're leaving with pretty much all the gems we paid into it. Very nice draft today. All right. This is not... Oh. Oh. The fleshy sac within my cranium is a weak mass of Play-Doh. Oh my god, I was literally saying this is not a keepable hand. Thank you so much, Arena. Branch Snapper into land 3. I don't mind Watchdogging to Burrower and milling anything that isn't a land. Just insta-block here against green-red, a really aggressive color pair. Worst keep of the day is working out okay so far. castable, but it's not a land, so I'm milling it. Put your survivor in the trash. Survive this! Clamp it with a bear trap. Enduring courage. Nice. O2. Why am I trying to play the green card? Eternal Phantom. I can kill that with a bear trap, but then it kills my face down. My mana off from flipping this up and manifesting this turn. So I really just want to hold up the 2 mana to flip this up, I think. So I need to hold up a blue and 1. I can cycle the Branch Snapper now. Play the Bear Trap and still have the 2 mana up that I need. If they combat trick away the 1/3, I can still under the skin it again. Oh. Well, that works too. Now they don't even need a combat trick, they just attack in with 3 power. Cool. Alright. Let's start going to Value Town, shall we? They can do 3 to my face, but... Or sorry, 2 to my face, but they can't do 3 to the Analyst, so Bear Trap on Phantom, while it can't actually kill anything, seems decent. And then pick up a 7/6 at this point, probably. Since the Bear Trap can't kill the 2/4 anyway. I forgot about this drawing the cards now. The whole reason I flipped it up. What did I put into play? The Centipede? Yeah, I guess that still makes sense. Vanish to the hand, Centipede to the board is still fine. Fear of missing out. Well, I could Bear Trap that, but... It's clobbering time. We clobber a Thresher. I can Aquarium and clobber and then Surveil. Sure. Okay, 1 to the board, 1 to the hand. Shoot. Shoot. I'm not clobbering. I'm Zamoning. There's been a change in plans. Zamone arrived. Alright, Zamone's enough. They're done with our BS, and we are 5-2 in the money out of this draft. Heading into game number 8. Does not feel keepable with the 3 good green cards here. Hello, Zamone. Branch Snapper's mana 3 for Zamone. Ditch the 4 drop. Sure. Uh-oh. Red deck with a haste return 1. Bear Trap. There's land 3. Green-red Delirium. Super sweet archetype. That's what we trophied with last time. our last 7-win run. Say its name, that's going to really fill up the graveyard. Pick up the Wicker Folk here, probably. Maybe the Slayer, if they've got all their lands to work their way up the curve. The biggest reason would be that Wicker Folk's going to be adding an artifact and a creature to Delirium, so if they have other good Delirium cards picking up the Slayer, means they're at full Delirium here already. Sorcery, instant, artifact, creature. Yeah, they're going to keep full Delirium, pick up the most valuable Slayer, but they also don't have the lands. Could definitely have another Scorching Dragonfire in hand, in which case I would be sad, but you kind of have to play Zimone the turn that you're going to get the thing out of her. Because otherwise you just don't. If I wait to play Zimone, I'm missing the 3/3 entirely. I probably should have attacked there. I need to play every land per turn for the rest of this game. So that if they still don't have removal for Zimone next turn, then I make a 5/5 next turn. Got a Slayer coming up. Double block the 3/3. Still trades into their 3-drop, and Zimone trades into a removal spell. Yeah. They should be at 18 right now, I think. Oh, they didn't even block. Slayer, they're just going to try to outrace Zimone. Fair. Big stuff from Vicious Clown. Go for it. Come on, land. Beautiful. It's not a blue source. It's not perfect, but it is good. Oh, the fractals are legendary. Dang. Oh my god, no, I thought I was clicking on the one to sacrifice. Oh my god, I hate digital magic sometimes. I'm so used to like an edict effect where it's like, alright, click on the one to sack. Jesus, that might be... That might literally cost us the run. That's so frustrating. That's so frustrating. We have an infinitely worse board having a tapped 3/3 than we would with an untapped 5/5. I'm genuinely, I'm so tilted from that. I'll hold up the bear trap in case they try to combat trick away this fractal. Well, looks like just a trade here. This literally just looks like the losing play of the game right now. Yep. Didn't bear trap because I expected the reason they wouldn't do that is they had combat tricks and stuff. The reason they weren't like attacking and all that. And if we top deck an island, having Twist Reality plus Bear Trap up is really good. Oh, mercy. We so win with the 5/5. And right now we are super losing. Now. Twist Reality mana. Norn Thresher is gross. They can just trigger the Thresher and then keep exiling it and recasting it, so they don't have to worry about me killing it with a Bear Trap. They're not going to do it here. They got an alternate combat trick. How many card types is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 card types. That's pretty good. Oh, they did have a turn inside out. Okay, and a playmate. Maybe I was supposed to mill this Vanish. Line 7 would be kind of big. Nine. Yeah. Like, I am, like, slowly losing, but things are going well enough that I'm 100% confident with the 5-5. We would have probably just literally won the game by now. Say maybe I should have attacked, but I forgot they have a 0-2 blocker anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Go to 6. Bounce there. Whatever they cast here is going to cost them more than 1, I'm sure. That is more damage than everybody else on board. You're gonna kill me with active treason? That's so rude. Alright, man. You got it. This game was so winnable, but I'm playing Digital Magic, so I clicked the wrong button, and so we lost. Really devastating way to end the run there. 5-3. Still a great record, but we absolutely could have been 6-2. Obviously, the intention was 100% to keep the 5-5 and sack the 3-3. I just thought I was clicking on the card to sacrifice, not the card to keep. Is what it is. This deck played out a lot better than I thought, honestly. It would have been 6-2 without misclicks. A lot of that was just great rares, really. But it kind of shows off the power of the Manifest Dread mechanic when you have great creature rares. You just hit them so much more often because you're doing so much digging towards them. Like, milling into them off Manifest Dread is always going to slam them onto the board, let you flip them up, so... Yeah, deceptively good deck because it had a couple really good rares that were both creatures, and so much Manifest Dread to dig to those cards giving us the 5 and 3 run, getting us our full prize out back and then some. Definitely in the money here. And we 100% should have been 6 and 2 heading into the final battle. But what I said I was going to do and what I clicked did not coincide. So because we're playing digital magic, we lose that. But if it was at like a GP or something, I would literally say out loud, yeah, I'm going to sack the 3/3. Or I could just physically pick up the 3/3 and sack it. That's probably what it is, right? Like, just it coincides in my head of like the card I'm sacking is the one I'm taking off the table. So I'm going to pick it up and shove it in the graveyard. So let's pick up the 3/3 and shove it in the graveyard. No, you're keeping that one. Arena says you're keeping that one. Frustrating. Frustrating. I'm gonna stop being butthurt. It does it the same way every time, so that's 100% on me. You're always supposed to click on the one you want to keep. It's just counterintuitive when I'm also commentating at the same time and just trying to do it quickly. So, I mean, if you rewatch the clip, it happened in like a millisecond. I just instinctually clicked on the one to shove in the grave. So, yes, I could have read the prompt on board. The text on board would have explained the interaction, but I didn't. So 5 and 2, or sorry, 5 and 3 is where it's at. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and are interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send you some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.